Another Cooligans episode while on the road, sharing a room.
Okay, all right. You gave him too many details. What is good, everybody? I am lounging, leaning back in a chair that is clearly from like an Art Deco's 1950s installation.
It kind of looks like Bizarro Barney. Remember Barney?
Barney was already pretty bizarro.
Yeah. It was a weird one. It was a weird show. Yeah, it's look, if you're just listening, you could care less what kind of chair we're in. But I'm sitting up way higher than Christian for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're mixing and matching. We're using this chair and the other chair. What is this? The accent chair?
I don't know what kind of accent it has. I don't know what country it comes from. I don't know what language it speaks.
My buddy calls it the head chair because this is where you get head in a hotel room.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I didn't think that's where you were going to go, but you did.
Well, I mean, first of all, who do you think I hang out with? You know? People who would call it the head chair.
We are in a hotel room in Minnesota because we are here for MLS All-Star, but that doesn't mean the pod
don't stop.
Yeah,
bro.
The show must go on. We are in Minnesota for the MLS All-Star game, which is happening in a couple days.
We've been doing a couple interviews. You guys will get a chance to hear.
Yeah, tomorrow and shouts to US. You'll see all the exciting American soccer interviews that you know and love from the Cooligans.
But today it's called football, mate.
It's called football because the Premier League has returned.
That's right.
All right, the quote-unquote best league in the world.
So says you.
Okay, you heard me say quote-unquote. I did the thing with my fingers too, bro.
Dude, he did bunny ears all over it.
Okay, because your boy that everybody was like, oh yeah, Erling Haaland, he'll do it in Germany because there's a bunch of farmers out there.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems I see some hoes.
Yeah.
Out.
But y'all picked up some hoes and rakes in the summer, bro.
Looking like a couple farmers out there.
Damn, parking lot looking like a tractor dealership must be.
Okay, John Deere.
Because y'all was getting run up on, bro.
So a lot to go over today, but hello, welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerrero.
There it is. Okay. I mean, he hates doing his job, but
it's just so formal.
Oh my goodness! But
it's in the title or somewhere.
No,
You're
it isn't.
it somewhere.
Sometimes it isn't.
But that's right. Yes, we are the Cooligans, the funniest soccer show in the world. What do you think? How do you feel after the first week of Premier League? Not just as an Everton fan, but how do you feel?
I think there's a little bit of and I'm saying this not as an Everton fan. But there's a little bit of like, already?
Yo, it is, right? It does. It's a little whiplashy, right?
Like, bro, didn't we just wrap this up a little bit? Why are we doing this again?
I feel like I only saw like 1 week of Ibiza photos.
We didn't. Yeah, definitely not enough.
It wasn't enough. It's too quick. I think this World Cup is sort of shooking up a lot of things, and I'm not prepared for it yet.
Yeah,
it's too warm.
There's something. Yeah, like you saw England had like a heat wave, right?
You saw they're doing water breaks because the temperature broke 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
They're like, oh no, my pale skin can't handle this.
We're melting, mate.
And that's the black people saying that.
Yeah. Damn, son.
Damn,
the jeans.
They really ain't used to it.
Yeah, they really. You lived it for a bit. You good. You changed.
No, man. So there was a bit of it was a heat wave. Look, it was in New York. It was also really, really hot. I mean, but
it was
the English are not really.
It was over 100 degrees, and they don't have
Fahrenheit. Yeah. Not.
They literally would be melting 100%.
Like, also the Premier League is playing inside a volcano.
Yeah. Wow. Is there a reason all the stadiums are shorter? Oh, they've melted into the ground. Cool. No, it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which again they don't have air conditioning. They're not built for this.
Mm-hmm.
They can't stand it like we can, But it's obviously affected. But just the starting it so quickly, has affected me to the point where I'm like, it feels like there's just too much happening already.
Is
Erling Haaland almost getting a hat trick? Like everything's starting too quick.
Is the league Is it starting earlier because of the World Cup or
yeah?
Okay, yeah, because it does feel.
No, it is. It's early because of the World Cup.
Yeah, you see the players. They're sweating a different type of sweat.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not built for this. Wasn't it preseason like yesterday, bro? They're like, why is this happening?
I was just playing in America a second ago.
God.
Why am I?
Bro, is everyone Minnesota United?
So I think that is the thing that it looks different, right? You're watching the games and the fans like they're fanning themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Hence the name.
It does feel a little bit jarring, but the first weekend, I mean, it was like, were there any surprises for you?
Yeah, I would say so. I thought Gabriel Jesus would score.
Yeah, okay, that was after he looked great in preseason.
I'm surprised at how well Saliba played already. Like, I've been big on Saliba for a minute. I got a lot.
You've been watching Liga week in and week out to see how he's doing.
First of all, I'm a Sampaoli fan. Also watched Conrad de la Fuente there.
Yeah.
They also had Gundozi. So I watched a few of their matches. I got to see what that was like. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine.
Okay, cool.
It's a new camera. You got to check.
Don't jump up like that. But yeah, no. I said Saliba was going to be great. I didn't think he would prove me correct so quickly.
He did look. To have him be the starter in the first game of the Premier League. And I didn't see him. He didn't play in Baltimore.
He did not.
He did not. Play in Orlando. He did play in Orlando. So I didn't see him in person. So I had nothing to really gauge. What his performance would be like. But the dude is a beast.
He is, and he's such a calming force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, what the hell's going on? For like that, the second half was a completely different game. But everybody was like, oh, my God, dude, all of a sudden Crystal Palace are balling. And he was just like, I got this.
Yeah, he looked comfortable.
Also, you know what? I will give you a surprise. Bro, Ben White at right back. I did not expect. I'm like, this is a mistake.
Interestingly enough, when I first saw him play, when he first signed with Arsenal, I was like, this dude looks a little small to be a center back. And to me, he's like has more of a physique for a right back.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't see him as the, if he gets caught out in a counter, he's not catching up to anybody.
Is he not that fast?
He's not that fast.
Okay.
He's got center back legs, bro. He's got trunks. You know what I mean? He's not a speedy. Zinchenko looked good. I mean, it was Alexis' right parade.
So it wasn't really surprising. Arsenal looked good in preseason.
I'll give you a surprise. United?
Manchester.
They need a whole new. They need 10 more weeks of preseason.
This is where I think the bulk of our conversation is probably going to lean towards, because Manchester United, it's getting to the point. I never thought I'd say this, but I feel bad for Manchester United, bro. Really? They are. It's not even just drama, but it's a mess.
It is, and Ten Hag got to be like, "Come on, I had a nice life in Amsterdam."
I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
I mean, I can't fix.
Did you see the comments from Gary Neville?
Yeah, where he said it was like an embarrassment.
He said more than that.
What did he say?
He said that he basically said, it's time for the Glazers to sell this club, just right on Sky Sports, bro.
Wow, dude.
Cameras on, microphones are working.
Wow.
He's just straight up. It's time. After one game, Glazers. My man is Glazers out after one game.
Yeah, I will say, if you've been through the last few seasons as a United fan, and then you expect like we got the guy,
yeah,
and then it comes in and it starts like this. But this reminded me of Arsenal season last year when we had the first three matches we lost, and people were coming for Arteta, and I was like, you got to get the guy. We got to get his players.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Tomiyasu wasn't even in yet. Shouts to All or Nothing, which has been incredible, by the way. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but, Tomiyasu ain't been in yet. You know what I mean? Like, let the dude live a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to give him some time. Ten Hag, it feels like there's not something coming. You know what I mean?
Well, there's no, who is it? Arnautovic, right? He's going to save the day.
And who's that? Rabiot.
Rabiot, yeah. Coming from Juve, the French, right?
Yeah, French.
They're going to fix it, okay?
Also, Lissandro, who was supposed to go to, That's my homie's name, right? The center back?
Martinez, right?
Yeah. Lisandro Martinez.
I think that's his name.
Yo, he was supposed to go to Arsenal. At least he was rumored with Arsenal.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow, did we dodge a bullet, baby.
No, he wasn't bad. Bro, he was not bad.
He got burned on both goals.
Harry Maguire got burned on both goals.
That partnership.
Martinez was, to me, the best player on the pitch. He wasn't that bad. But look who he has to play with. Not his fault.
It's all about a partnership.
Right, Lisandro, right?
Yeah,
but look, I want to talk about Manchester United a little bit more because
we're talking about Manchester.
That's why I'm talking about it more and not moving on to something else. But there's even Gary Neville was not blaming Ten Hag because he basically you
can't expect a cook. If you ain't got the right ingredients, you ain't gonna get a good meal.
Yeah,
you know
and this seems to be the Scottish ingredients in the midfield don't seem to be making a lot of people happy.
It seems like this soup got too much McTominay in it. You know,
there's a McTominay boot hanging out of the soup,
bro. You might have gotten a little heavy on the McTominay. In fact, next time, don't even put McTominay in
because look, it's weird to I don't know if it's weird, but and maybe because we are around so many footballers and soccer players,
right.
And there's we
live such a charmed life.
We're very privileged, but I have so much sympathy for how players are spoken about, and even if the player is not good,
right? Because we do. So when we started the show, we were probably a little bit looser.
Yeah,
about how we spoke to players because there wasn't the opportunity we'd run into them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Early on, we're like, these motherfuckers don't know.
Where, they bump into us and be like, yeah, what was all that about? I don't like all that.
Yeah. That wasn't happening. Now they're we see these people.
Yeah. We were bumping elbows with Chicharito,
bro.
We got to be
very
careful.
Quickly, his handlers were like, get him out of there.
Okay, I shook Carlos Velas' hand. All right,
yes.
so the reality is like the way people are talking about Scott McTominay. I get it because it is valid criticism. But even when a Manchester United legend and Gary Neville, when
he ain't on your side,
when Roy Keane is also like, we got to get McTominay off the pitch. I'm like, bro,
that's got to break your heart.
Doesn't that hurt?
McTominay.
That has to hurt to hear
They got to do the Ricky Pooge, bro. They got to just say peace. I'm going to MLS. I don't need this stress, bro.
McTominay, go over to FC Cincinnati. They can use you out there, bro.
You might be a striker in that setup.
McTominay used to be a striker. Did you know that? Okay. Anyway, so when you hear,
are you friends with McTominay?
My man. Okay.
Are you on the subreddit Are McTominay? Where are you getting all this McTominay information?
But look, I get that he wasn't great. He had a bad game, but I don't know. Is it he just a bad player and he's making the team worse, or is it that Manchester United are a bad team overall?
When did Fred get subbed? Because Fred got subbed pretty quickly.
He got subbed off before McTominay.
Yeah.
In the 70-something minute.
And I think they brought in Rashford, right?
No, Rashford started.
Who did they bring in a striker?
I
think they brought in Ronaldo.
Right? Yeah, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo came in for Fred, I believe, right?
Fred.
Yeah, I think so. And
that didn't help either.
Okay, so even we can talk about Ronaldo. We could probably spend the entire episode talking about Ronaldo, but because last week we didn't get a chance to talk about. I think last week he finally played his first preseason game.
Yeah.
And there was in that game he left the stadium early before the final whistle.
So a bunch of players left the stadium, but they were there. They weren't part of the starting the squad. They didn't make the team that day.
Right.
So they were actually Flex was next to them because the press box is next to where the players.
Okay.
So he said you could see them. And,
the flex box.
Yeah, the flex box. That could be such a different thing than what you meant it to be. But he said he saw the players and like the handler come in and like get them, and then they left. They left early. So he goes, but that's kind of normal. Like, if you're just there to support the boys,
right,
you get to go early, right? But then he said, when Ronaldo left, he was like, that you don't really do. But Ten Hag was like, no one should have left early. And they're like, are you talking about Ronaldo? And he's like, I said no one.
Okay.
I want the staff to stay. I'm not naming
I said Ronaldo should leave early, okay? You take it for whatever that means.
Nostriano. Ronaldo.
Okay. All right. Sorry about my pig Latin.
Yeah.
All right?
I guess I don't know why you're trying to make something out of nothing.
But yeah, that was look.
What are your thoughts on leaving early?
You tell the boss that you got something to do. You got a hot date with the wife.
You can't just peace out.
You can't just bounce.
When you finish your spreadsheet, you can't just walk out the joint.
Okay, flip over your laptop.
I'm done.
No, it's to me. I took it as this is like a power move. I'm trying to force my way out of this club. That's how I interpreted it.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. To me, it was petty. It was petty. And it was, watch. Yeah, all right, you played me, but now I'm gonna send a signal that I'm unhappy and I'm gonna leave early.
Yeah, I don't know what the mentality is or what the purpose is. You are one of the most recognizable players, one of the most recognizable humans on the face of the earth.
That is true.
You are a professional. You play for Manchester United. You have a preseason. They ask, you show up to work if they require you to be there. Maybe he had a reason that he couldn't be there. But to be if you're trying to force a move, like it's almost like what was going on with let's say Tati Castellanos, right? Everybody knew after MLS Cup. Great player. He wants to go to Europe. He's made it very, very clear.
He said he wants to go.
Right. So everybody understands that. Nobody's like surprised by this idea.
Right.
But to his credit, and I'm not saying Tati Castellanos is like Cristiano Ronaldo, but he showed up to work. He played in Champions League, went preseason, did the whole thing. He was promised a move. And it didn't happen exactly when he wanted it.
It didn't materialize as he was told, but he was a consummate professional. He stayed doing his job.
And put up numbers at the same time. Why wouldn't you, even if you're trying to force a move to another club, show up to work. Do your job and still say, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. I do want to go to another club. It's worse to do what he did because then look, you see all the photos and videos in the first half. He's sitting on the bench next to Varane, and everybody's
big faces
dissecting every single movement.
There's a camera on him 24/7.
Of course.
But also, it goes back to that interview he did where he was like, the young players they don't want to follow our example, and
right.
He wasn't throwing anyone under the bus, but I think people say he wasn't throwing anyone under the bus. I think he was throwing the whole team under the bus. He was basically saying like, "Oh, I'm great. You should do what I'm doing." Which is fine if you think he's the GOAT, right? You might agree with him on that. But this whole idea of being a good example is bullshit because he leaves the game early.
Right.
You can't just hit the showers.
I don't get it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Look, I at this point, it's like burn it all down. That's how I interpreted it. It's just like whatever. You keep me.
Yeah.
But what is he's by being at the club and not playing, he's a worse distraction. Or don't even put him in.
Bro, he's a distraction to begin with,
right? But
because of the drama. Now it's even worse.
Don't even put him in the lineup at all.
Yeah.
Why have him on the bench?
The problem is that now that becomes the talking point. If you don't have him in the lineup, you know what I mean? Right.
But if his behavior is detrimental to the team, he's no different than anybody else. He should suffer the same penalty. But to me. It doesn't seem like he is being a good example, being a consummate professional to earn those minutes and to earn a starting spot. It's almost like it's a little pathetic.
It's like a little kid. Like you slam the door to your room a little bit harder.
Right.
You know?
So
which I couldn't do because my mom would. I'd catch the bees.
Okay, you only pay for that door.
That's not your door. In fact, take the door off the hinges.
So it is weird, and I think look, the sooner they get rid of him, I think the better.
The fact that some people think this isn't disrespectful, it's like, man, bro, you've never dated a Latina. You know what I mean? That's just what it shows, dude. You don't understand.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you can't pick up on the nuances.
You know? They're trying to be disrespectful, bro. You gotta see it.
Okay. So yeah, that was a surprise how bad Manchester United were. Brighton, I thought, even though they didn't like dominate possession by any means, but I thought they played him out the park. Danny Welbeck,
who, by the way, Another throwback. Iwobi looked incredible in the midfield.
That's right. That's it.
Central. But let's talk about Brighton. Brighton looked incredible. They lost Cucurella, La Cucara. Cucurella. They lost Cucurella right before this game, basically, like a few days earlier.
Just so weird how he like suited up for Chelsea and immediately played a game, which is, you would think.
Yeah.
One training session, maybe?
Yeah,
2?
How about a couple of notes? Would they send you a PDF on the way to the stadium?
Bro.
Wow. Watch this YouTube tutorial on your way in.
Yeah, you ever heard Chelsea? I got some clips I'm going to send you.
Yeah, bro.
You get an idea.
But he starts right away. But Brighton loses an incredibly important player for them. And dude, Graham Potter seemed like the rest of the squad was drilled in.
Yeah, and it's hard to, and it's sad to say, it's hard to tell if are Brighton really this good? Or Manchester United really that bad?
It could be that Brighton loses the next 9 matches, but they were like, "Oh, it was that
damn,
easy
why can't
week.
we play United every week, man?
It was that easy week, man, going up there.
Don't even circle that game on the calendar. We don't need to.
United was home.
United was home.
That's embarrassing, bro.
And this is the first time I think Brighton has ever won at Old Trafford as well.
Bro.
Embarrassing. Yeah, I feel for my United friends. I don't know what you.
I don't.
What you gonna
Welcome
do?
to the Thunderdome, fellas. You are what Arsenal. You are now entering the zone that Arsenal's been in for.
Are they
6, 7 years?
I mean, people are talking about are they gonna fight for top 4?
Bro.
Are they fighting for top 10? Maybe.
Yeah. You fighting to stay in you're like conference.
It's
that
bad.
Sounds interesting.
Okay. Manchester City won their game. Erling Haaland. What'd you think seeing him?
I mean,
it's a machine.
It could have been 19 goals.
It's
like he's just one of those dudes. His runs are incredible.
Why is he so big and so fast?
Bro, he is. Apparently, he won a long jump competition at like 12 years old. He set a record.
Yeah. Huh?
The kid is just a physically gifted dude.
Yeah, it's just like it's weird to see someone built that way, and then
it's like NFL level where you're like, how are you 300 pounds and run a 4.4?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like physically,
it's just he has a different speed that he turns on. Who passed the ball? Gundogan, I think. That got him the assist.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, who is catching this?
He's got what's it called, a gate?
Yeah.
His gate is wild, bro.
Okay, his gate is wide open, bro.
I'm sorry. There's no security here, bro.
Okay.
Yo, his balls live in a gated community.
But he did look great. He got the penalty. I saw Pep Guardiola say after the game that he was impressed with how confidently he picked up the ball to take the penalty. It's just an interesting detail. He was just like,
"Hi, Dad."
He was like, even he was looking at him like he was a monster that was just like the ball wouldn't be taken from him from anybody.
Yeah.
He said the quote I think was basically like that he felt like when Haaland picked up the ball that if a teammate went to take the ball from him, that he would have punched him in the face. That's what he said.
Ooh.
So he's
mushing other dudes
just
to kick that penalty. I mean, hey, he's a striker. That's his job.
Yeah, he's like, there's something when a star striker arrives at a club, sometimes you have the rookie hazing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a star striker, he's like, nah, I got this.
He's kind of a cyborg, man.
Right. he's like when they hire a new CEO instead of promoting within.
Right.
He's just like, no. It's just what I say goes.
Yeah, no, we didn't do it that way because I wasn't here, so I don't care.
Things are gonna change a little bit.
We do it this way now. This is my ball. I love the fact that there's people like I've mentioned him on the show before, but Rory Jennings doesn't think he's gonna do well. Or maybe he won't live up to the hype. And I know it's one match. It's one game.
Yeah, and he had the Community Shield game he missed a sitter right against Liverpool,
but. I mean, you just got to look at the way he plays, and you're like, live up to the hype. We might have to redo this hype a little bit.
Okay. The hype machine that is Erling Haaland.
Oh, we need to put some Nas up in this.
Yeah,
hype.
I mean, he looked great. I mean, I would, he looked more comfortable than I would expect. It is West Ham, not to say West Ham are like some weak team, because Declan Rice played well. They were defensively fairly solid, but. Yeah, I think the Premier League is going to have a huge problem.
There's There's a video that was tweeted out. I don't know. Did I send it to you? The Declan Rice dancing one?
No.
There's lights hanging, and he's in a black room. It was clearly for some Premier League thing. He's in a West Ham kit, and he's like dancing. He's doing that thing, and he's doing like he dabbed.
Okay.
And he's kind of like smiling real big and looking up. And then he said, Declan Rice, while Erling Haaland makes his 384th run in behind. Bro, it's so funny. It's like dance music.
Right.
Bro, he looked lost out there.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
I thought there were moments where I'm like, man,
it is
this guy's not $100 million anymore.
It's Manchester City. I mean, they're gonna do that to some folks, but no. Overall, yeah, they played spectacularly.
From what you saw, is this a good enough team to win Champions League?
Yes. It's interesting losing. Obviously, not having Raheem Sterling and not having Fernandinho.
Mm-hmm.
So without a doubt, like Manchester City are going to be playing a little bit differently, and obviously teams will adapt to their style of play because it's definitely not going to be. It can't be as fluid, right? Erling Haaland is not that type of player that's gonna.
But that's why they've been going so much more direct. That's why also he's getting so many opportunities.
Yeah,
they're not like.
So
they're not really taking.
We'll give it, maybe like 5 to 8 games and see kind of like where they are.
But right now, give it some time. But based off the first week, if I'm saying like who's their main competition for Champions League, Liverpool, are they good enough to beat Liverpool? It feels like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's probably their toughest competition. But then Real Madrid, they could probably walk all over Real Madrid.
I don't know about that. I need to see more. I need to see more.
Of course, but just off the first week, think of all the big clubs. Juventus, body them. I can't really think of another major team that could really, if City plays the way they play that week.
All right. I mean, look, anything can happen. If Erling Haaland is injured, who comes in?
That's the other thing. He also is pretty. I mean, has he had any major injuries?
He had a long injury at Dortmund for a couple months.
Came in halfway the season and still won.
Yeah. He was still a beast. Yeah. If he's on the pitch, he'll be fine.
He could leave early. He could leave early.
Sure. Leeds United against
Aronson.
Wolves. Yeah. The crime of all crimes to take away a goal.
They
stole it.
Bro, they stole it away from him because he's American.
And this is the problem with the Premier League since day one.
Bro, because he's American.
This anti-American bias.
But you hate the fact that we up now.
Let it go. That was like 200-something years ago.
We don't even talk about it no more.
Okay,
bro.
We don't even. Your name doesn't even come out of our mouths anymore.
We forgot about you. We moved on.
Okay,
you gotta let it go. Don't mistreat little Brendan Aronson because of what we had.
Okay, he had nothing to do with this.
He was an innocent party.
But no, Leeds looked spectacular. I mean, they gave up the goal first, but
I'm gonna do it to you. I wouldn't go so far as to say they look spectacular. But the thing I like is this is a Jesse Marsch team. He's got them playing ball.
Right. They look confident. They look comfortable. But I say they look spectacular because even when they gave up the goal, the additions of Brendan Aronson and Tyler Adams, and you would
both played incredibly well,
and very hugely important positions, especially Tyler Adams. He was doing interviews. They were saying, can you replace Calvin Phillips? And he was, he's like, I ain't Calvin Phillips.
Yeah,
I'm Tyler Adams. I'm gonna play the way I play.
Yeah, man.
And you saw that it worked, man. Like the energy was there. Wolves aren't, they haven't had the best of last few seasons, but Tyler Adams was everywhere, throwing his body, risking it all to win balls back.
You did see how small his frame is,
right?
Bro, there's a picture of a little chubby dude, like a young kid, and they said it was wearing a Leeds shirt. I guess Tyler Adams had given him the shirt. He's a young kid, a little bit of a chubby kid, but a little kid. And the mom took the picture and said, "Geez, how small is Tyler Adams? His shirt fits my 12-year-old." And the comment was, "Your 12-year-old's built like Lukaku."
Hey, Mom, you wanted an honest answer?
Damn, you brought this upon yourself. This kid is the innocent one in the whole thing. Did nothing.
Why'd you putting your kid out on the internet like that, bro?
Stop doing this to your child.
But no, Tyler Adams was great, but Brendan Aronson I thought was spectacular. I think
they both played well. I mean, you got a team that, again, managed by an American, so already people are discrediting them. I saw a lot of European content where a lot of people were putting them as in the relegation spot. Tigo, shouts to Tigo from Filthy Fellas. They're like, they're managed by an American.
Oh, there it is.
Like, so this is now. I hope all y'all got notes and pencils, bro, because notepads and pencils, because it's a learning. It's gonna be a learning experience for y'all.
For real.
You're about to get a whole level of education, because the thing is, they lost two very important players. They lost Rafinha, and they lost Calvin Phillips. And they bring in two Americans.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, my God, Americans, this isn't what we wanted. We play football. Boom. They both look good.
I think, I think they proved a lot of people wrong. It was a good first game for Leeds.
It's nice that it's Wolves. Like, if they would have played a strong team like Liverpool or something, it would have been tough.
Well, Fulham played Liverpool, and they didn't have much of an issue either.
Bro, Fulham was, Mitrovic. Balling.
Yeah, dude.
40 goals. People were saying he had 3 goals last time they were in the Premier League. It's a different Mitrovic.
Sure. I mean, Mitrovic, look, he's yo-yoing, from Premier League to the Championship. He was at Newcastle, right? He's been at a couple clubs, right?
Was he at Newcastle?
I believe so. Mitrovic.
Well, I mean, people were saying he wasn't going to be able to duplicate what he did in the Championship. Which, again, you're not going to get 40 goals in the Premier League. That's just not happening. But the dude got 3 goals last time he was in the Premier League. He starts off the Premier League with 2.
Right.
First week.
He was he was at Newcastle, right. Yeah, 65 appearances for Newcastle. So he dunked on Trent Alexander-Arnold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, far post. Champions League.
Why?
It happens all the time.
Why go there?
But Fulham, more than anything, I think Jurgen Klopp said this after the game about or Jordan Henderson, somebody, about just like the energy wasn't really there. They looked like they were.
Klopp also said the pitch was dry.
The pitch was dry. I saw that. What?
And then the Fulham admin posted a photo of the sprinklers. It said, "Field looking nice and lush here before the match yesterday."
What? How could he? Why would he think he can get away with something?
But this is what he does, though. He likes to throw out these little excuses, which as a coach is smart, because now the players you're not focusing on the players, you're focusing on him.
He's like, there weren't any M&Ms at the concession stand.
Yeah. You expect us to win with this lack of professionalism?
How can they even hold the matches at this garbage stadium?
You want to hear a real surprise? I know we didn't play well, but you want to hear a real surprise? There's no cottage cheese at Craven Cottage. Why would you do that?
Oh my God!
The team couldn't play.
I've been bamboozled.
Okay, we were given a very specific promise, and it was not kept.
So absurd, but no.
And I was craving cottage cheese. You feel me?
All right.
That's why you show up. You hit play on this, by the way.
This is your fault.
You hit play. This is not my fault. I'd be doing this if there was no microphone. You're the one who downloaded this or clicked play.
So Fulham. Liverpool looked slow. It was difficult to explain.
It did look like they all went out the night before.
Yeah. Very, very odd. I can't imagine that was the case, but I guess you would imagine they put in a lot of effort in the Community Shield.
Yeah.
That you can understand. Maybe they're a little bit
hungover.
You party pretty hard after Community Shield.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a trophy. Well, listen, Mourinho called it a treble when he won the Community Shield.
Exactly. So it was a little weird to see they ended up tying the game. Darwin Nunez. Nunez. Okay, we say it 3 times.
Did you just have a stroke?
I had a stoke.
Anyway, it's rainy outside. What were you about to say about Darwin Nunez?
Just to say his name correctly. I was just gonna reiterate that. But no, I thought he got. He got 1 goal.
Yeah,
Salah got the other goal.
Yeah, he scored.
but he
shouts to Salah, triple captain him.
Did you see
assist and goal?
Did you see how he did the back heel that he tried and missed the first time? The goalkeeper stopped it. Keeper I thought had a great game, but then he did it again and then did get a goal this time. But did you see why it was kind of weird? He missed the flick. He initially missed it, and the defender got to the ball and hit it off of the back heel.
Right.
And it went in. It was actually kind of insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Wait, so he did try the back heel and it got stopped.
Missed it. No. Literally, he missed the ball. He didn't get contact with the ball on the goal that he scored.
Yes.
So it went for the back heel.
But the defender kicked it into his back heel.
Correct.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I didn't see that in the highlights.
Yeah, it happened so fast. It was so weird. He missed the ball. Defender hit it into that back heel that he was attempting to hit the ball.
Right. It was written that he scores with a back heel. Did he put a bet on it or something?
But I think that takes away the assist from who crossed it, I would assume.
Ooh. Probably Brendan Aronson. Take it away from him, too.
I wonder what they I'll look up how they scored it. But yes, it was a. I did think he had a pretty good game. He didn't start the game.
Is there a point where you think like the Klopp, and like what is it, like the essence of Klopp, the energy he brings, the fact that he can get the team to play so hard. There's got to be a time where that starts to like wear away, right?
Yeah, I think we might be getting if Trent Alexander-Arnold. I hate harping on his defensive woes
because he's not a bad defender. He's just their worst defender.
It is just
so he's the guy you pick on.
It is a risk. Yeah. And Mitrovic is not a small lad by any means.
He's the type of dude that knows how to like get. So this is what I also said about Zaha. Zaha's the same type of dude where over 90 minutes he'll find something you're not doing well that day and use it against you. You know what I mean? He throws a lot of jabs to see how you're going to react. Mitrovic is the same way. He's kind of like a strong man kind of a player,
Sure.
Like he's OG, like he'll work his way around you,
Right.
He'd play smoking cigarettes if he could. You know what I'm saying?
What's smoking cigarettes? What is that?
Smoking cigates. He would play while smoking cigarettes.
I thought that was like a
game?
Smoking cigarettes.
By Mattel. People aren't buying board games. We had to try something.
Cigarettes by Nabisco.
I love me some cigarillos. They're the spicier version. But yeah, like he's the type of dude who's like, he'll figure out how to work you. So, dude, Mitrovic versus Trent Alexander-Arnold, dude, Mitrovic is going to win. In the 90?
Yeah. It was, that was the goal. The penalty, which to me seemed very soft, but I get it. He kind of.
It's one of those that like everyone will say it's 50-50, right? Some people say it was, some people say it wasn't.
Right.
You watch it and you're like, nah, that's a penalty.
But you
can see why it was called a penalty.
But yeah, Mitrovic had a great game. Okay. Let's talk about Everton and Chelsea.
Please.
Everton. A lot of it's so interesting because my timeline of people watching the game, I assume maybe either neutrals or Chelsea fans were basically like, this is the most boring game I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, hey, that's Everton. Don't be talking about Everton like that.
You're on the edge of your seat, dude.
Okay, because my heart rate is pretty high. What are you talking about boring? No, the disappointing thing here, Ben Godfrey, injured. Looks like broken fibula or something. I mean, broke his ankle bad.
Yeah.
He's out. He's going to be out for a long time. And in just the most did you see it?
I didn't.
Okay, so Ben Godfrey, so somebody, I forgot who, sends the ball, passes the ball back to Jordan Pickford. It goes over the line, over the end line, and clearly goes over, like literally like 2 feet over. But he tries to save it, and so they don't blow the whistle. And Kai Havertz gets the ball. Ben Godfrey goes in for a challenge and rolls over his ankle, and it's just over his own ankle and bad and breaks it. You can see a bend. It's horrible to see, and I feel terrible for him.
Young guy too.
Yeah, and again, one of the better defenders. He also was injured, for such a long time towards the end of last season. So it looks like he's going to be out for a while. It looks similar to the Andre Gomez.
Oof.
I think.
So surgery?
Yeah, that. Yeah, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but out. So that happened 11 minutes into the game.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see the first half.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm like, oh, why is everyone so sad? No, I didn't see that. I didn't see the injury happen. But what I did see was a Wobie.
Yes.
Given a new lease on life. Not a winger anymore, huh?
He didn't play. Look, Everton need midfielders at the moment. I think they definitely needed him that game because they have a bunch of signings that are coming through that should be available for the next match.
Idrissa Gueye,
Onana, Andre Onana. I forgot
the
his
goalkeeper.
No. Maybe there's but there's a midfielder, Onana. I forgot his first name. Who came from a club in France, and Connor Cody from Wolves.
Connor Cody's a big signing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good signing. So there seems to be they just
you left it late.
Yeah, well, but they needed just some dudes that can kick ball, as Rory says, right?
I guess you didn't get Pulisic, but you lose to Minnesota United, and you're like, yo, we need players. We need to make some purchases.
Just stick around. Tomorrow's episode, we do talk to Everton legend Adrian Heath about that Everton.
Ain't she, bro?
Yeah, we'll talk about that game. But so Ben Godfrey gets injured. Yerry Mina leaves the game as well. It looks like either a quad or hamstring injury, or ankle, I think.
Poor Yerry Mina, man.
It's just
can't keep it together.
What I don't get it. I mean, it's just the injuries. It feels like it's already starting. Can
you go through what happened last season? Can you do it again?
I really do. We have a choice at this point?
Do you think you got it in you to have another one of these?
It's frustrating. And look, to lose only 1-0 off a penalty, a bad foul from Doucouré, fouled Chilwell, and so was it the worst game they played? No, but they also can't really create chances, and that's why Iwobi's in the midfield to just maintain a little bit of control.
But I also think he should look. It's clearly not his his main role, but I thought he did pretty well.
He did do well, but I don't think he doesn't belong there. No.
But I also think he's not really that great of a winger either.
But he's a better winger than a midfielder, in my opinion. I think so. He's more
tough, but you're probably right.
He's more of a assist threat as a winger. He had a couple of assists last season,
and he is good at 1v1.
Yeah.
So you'd rather see him put a defender on back heels.
Technically, he's really good on the ball, and he can from the right can cut into his left and be on his left as well, and still give defenders trouble. But it was one of those games where my expectations weren't high, but it's frustrating to lose.
Get bodied by them.
I'm more concerned about the injuries than I am the performance. To lose 1-0 to Chelsea and play decently, but look, Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets injured. He might be out for a couple weeks as well. Yeah,
a month. Yeah,
there's no depth to sustain injuries like this, and so we're here again.
Do we have a final word on Dele Alli?
I don't know if it's a final word, but we're getting to that last. We're getting to that last chapter.
Yeah.
Because to me, to bring in a player, with the resume that he has, even he had great times and great goals and great assists at Tottenham, and he can't even start. Yeah. That says a lot. There's something up when he is on the pitch. He is not. I don't know how to put it. He's not. He doesn't look like he's really helping the team that much.
No, he's not for $40 million, right?
It's like that's like incentive based, which I don't even. He's not reaching.
Okay,
I don't think he's getting any of those.
Put the money in escrow, bro. You'll be all right.
So look, right now it's I can't see him as an Everton player long term because it's just his decision making is just not great. I can't tell if was he good at Tottenham because he had better players around him, or is it?
No, there was a moment where he wasn't the best player. You know what I mean? They still had Harry Kane and Son, but excuse me. There was a moment where, he was one of those players you were afraid to go up against because he would find a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
put pressure on people. Now he's kind of like.
He ain't finding a way. He's lost.
He's lost, bro.
He's kind of lost.
He's not putting no pressure on nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a thing of where should he play exactly? Like, he's not. Is he an 8? is he to me he's a 10, right? He should be the attacking mid, but he doesn't really make great passes and great decisions. He can't really like break the lines. Like
he doesn't really
he's
hold
done
the
it
ball
a couple
that well.
times. He did it like there was one pass he did last season and I'm like, yo, this dude's a visionary. Bro. I'm so glad we got him.
I heard a concerto in my head when he made that pass.
And then never again. You know, like to me he should be making the passes James was making, but he doesn't do that.
What's up with James?
I don't know. Bring him back, bro.
Bro,
we need him back terribly.
He's not playing right now, right?
I don't think he has a club. He was playing in
Saudi
Arabia or something like that. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was Barcelona. We gotta give.
Oh my God.
We gotta give the Cooligans update on everything going on with Barcelona because they can't register their players.
They're not going to register their players, bro. They're not allowed,
bro. They're
trying to. Hilarious tweet. You say, yo, Barcelona this close to planting drugs on Frankie.
Because if you haven't heard, Frankie de Jong, apparently Barcelona are threatening legal action against Frankie de Jong because
his last contract was illegal.
Of his previous contract, the terms of his previous contract were apparently there was some illegal activity with the old board at Barcelona. So they're saying like, yo, if you don't essentially take less money, we're gonna sue our own player whose contract we signed and did everything. I mean, it is bad. Even if let's say there's something not above board.
You signed it as well.
You signed it as well. Bro. Oh, you going to sue me? Yo, you're going to end up paying him more.
Yeah. And your name is also on that contract. You might be liable for more money. Is there a world where Barcelona is in administration or just ceases to exist?
I mean, not ceases to exist, but I could see there being some kind of...
They're currently insolvent.
Well, it's so they have like a couple days to sort out.
So you good then? My bad. Why was I speaking so matter of factly?
Okay.
When I didn't realize you had but half a week to solve your major financial
They got
crisis.
a sword hanging above their head, but it's like kind of high up.
There's still a little bit of room.
Okay. I can still wear a top hat. You know?
Yeah. You got time, baby. You don't need to rush.
Right. So they have a couple. They have to sort out. So the last detail I heard was about because we did an episode and we were asking how are they signing these players when they supposedly have no money. They sold a portion of their TV rights and blah blah blah. And from some reports are suggesting that this may have not been on the up and up.
Not reports. Apparently, La Liga themselves have been like, hey, you know what we noticed? One of those companies that purchased TV rights from you is you.
Okay. So
you in one of those glasses with the nose and the mustache.
Okay. It appears that they sold essentially the TV rights to themselves. That is how I interpreted it. I'm sure there's a lot more legal jargon or something, but La Liga was not happy with how that process went through and telling them, hey, the books are not balanced. You still need to figure out where you're gonna get this money, and
you can't use this way anymore.
Right.
So that big deal you made, ain't helping.
So the thing that's frustrating here is that one, I think what's at risk is the brand that is FC Barcelona. I mean, I think the caretakers, the stewards of this club are really doing it a disservice. Grant Wall had tweeted something out about that, just about like how kind of embarrassing that a club like Barcelona is going through this. But so the thing that's frustrating, I think, is that when you see that story about how they working the numbers to try to make to balance the books, and La Liga's like, oh no, you can't do that. It's like, no, it's not just you can't do that. There has to be a penalty to what they're trying to do.
Hey, we noticed you tried to cheat on your test. Please stop.
Please stop. Hey, you know what? The people in the office are talking.
Yeah. Hey, in the meeting the other day when you hit me in the face, don't do that again.
Don't do it again, okay? It didn't.
As opposed to, I'm going to HR, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing that seems it looks like La Liga has the leash. They keep extending the leash for Barcelona.
But they're also not letting them get away with this. And some people, even non-Barcelona fans, are kind of saying, like, guys, we need Barcelona.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So could you just let it go?
Look the other way.
Could you give them a fine? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it. Let them register their players. But I like the fact that La Liga is not pushing back. They're pushing back. They're not being pushed over.
Yeah. So we'll find out next week. I think La Liga starts up this week or this weekend, the next weekend.
Could it possibly be that Robert Lewandowski,
Rafinha,
who's the other? Kessié.
Kessié.
Yeah. These players are not actually playing.
Yeah,
that might actually happen.
Yeah. It'd just be embarrassing.
It would be so embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing for La Liga too, though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, like for it to get to this point, there should be some level of accountability and just responsibility where it doesn't get to this point. It's not play money. It's not fantasy football. Like, you gotta.
It's real.
It's real.
People's jobs, man.
You gotta be more responsible.
Also, if you're gonna do something, just say, like, yo, first of all, they're letting you have, like, dinners and stuff on the pitch now.
Right.
But say something like, oh yeah, whatever. This Sheik just purchased the one of the private boxes for 300 million euro. You know what I mean?
Right.
There you go.
We're all set now, right? No more questions.
Come on. Everything's on the up and up. And FC Barcelona is going to play 3 of its regular season matches in Dubai.
And the thing that's actually really disappointing is that, and I hope they sort it out, and I hope it's all done the proper way, because Barcelona will be a lights out team. Like, they have ballers on their team. It's going to be insane.
I mean, they literally risked it all to win Champions League.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to.
Just Aubameyang, Lewandowski, Rafinha.
Aubameyang might be gone.
But let's say they all stay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, this is an insane club that a FIFA Ultimate team that you would love to see play, competitive matches.
Dude, Ricky Poo should have stayed, bro. These guys aren't going to be registered.
They need him.
Who's going to get minutes?
Yo, Ricky, we're paying you $55 this season.
All right.
But next season, we got you.
Bro, look, I know we said we would pay you, right? But when we said that, we didn't say when. All right? So get out there, sport.
Why are you putting all these expectations on us?
We got mad asterisks you didn't see, bro.
All right, I think we should wrap up because we have to get to our stand-up show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drink an energy drink.
We're doing a stand-up show in Minnesota. You'll find out tomorrow how it went. But I'm super excited. We're headed over to Blackheart. So this has been day 1 here in Minnesota for MLS All-Star. Again, stay tuned tomorrow. We got a lot of interviews with with the MLS All Stars, some coaches, and maybe some we have some more that we're gonna film tomorrow with hopefully some superstars that you might be familiar with,
some big names you might have heard of that you can't pronounce.
Okay. So we're excited about our time here, so a lot to look forward to.
Shouts to Gully Squad, and shouts to everyone that normally hangs out with us on the YouTube Live.
Right.
Sorry we couldn't do it today.
Yeah.
But if you are a member of Gully Squad, you will be getting another No Cap recap.
Yes, that's right, as always.
We tell you the truth. Wait till you find out why we had to leave a hotel room.
Okay.
Huh? A whole hotel.
Where jizz everywhere. What?
Me? No, I just got here. I couldn't possibly. Not this much.
Officer.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot to look forward to this week. Make sure to join the Patreon, patreon.com/soccercooligans, so you can hear all the behind the scenes of our time here at MLS All-Star. Because, it's still a couple days left, and we've already had
basically just started
a pretty wild day and a half.
Yeah, it's been pretty nutty. People say, like, you can't party in Minnesota. We might have proved them wrong a little too early.
Correct. So we'll see you tomorrow, or listen to the podcast. Maybe we'll get on YouTube. Maybe we won't. I don't think we will. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button on whatever video you're watching. And that's it. Join the Patreon. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right, everybody. Peace.
See ya.